Hey, what's up everybody? Good to see your faces again. Now, some folks may call it house hacking. I like to consider it leveraging assets. Now, I first started renting out my spare bedrooms when I was about 21 years old when I purchased my first property. And it was really my first real stepping stone towards getting out of the rat race and reaching financial independence. Now, when you generate income off of something that you already have or you own or you have to have, it's just extra money in the bank, literally and figuratively, which can be used in a number of ways that can be super helpful to you, such as saving, reinvesting, paying off debt, or even financing your next vacation. Today, I'm gonna help you get started on renting out that spare room in your home, whether you rent or you own your own place. Now, my name is Kai, and if you're new to the channel, I quit my day job at 27 and hand built my own house, and today, I basically live an essentialist lifestyle, which is kind of like minimalism, except with a few more frills. The videos on my channel are about building a life that's worthwhile by sharing both my successes and the mistakes I've made on my journey towards financial freedom. If that kind of stuff interests you, consider subscribing right here or that big red button just down below. Other than that, let's get started. Slap hands, bump fists, let's do it. So first off, just to make sure that everything's clear, I'm talking about renting out a portion or one room of your home out to short-term renters. These are folks who are usually coming into town for business, vacation, a quick visit, or even folks who may be in town a little bit longer and they just need a place to stay. Now, when you do this correctly, not only can you make a good amount of money doing it, but you also are able to find good guests who may turn into repeat renters or may even be able to help bring in more business for you through good reviews or word of mouth. And then of course, what this allows you to do is you basically to subsidize your mortgage or even help you create a better budget. So to get us going here today, it's really 8 pretty simple, straightforward steps when you first want to get this thing going. The first thing is pretty obvious, is make sure that you have a spare room that you're willing to rent out. It definitely needs to be a private area, so a door with a lock is essential at bare minimum. Now, I do know that there's some people that rent out couches, sofa beds, that type of stuff that's in a main living area. I don't really recommend that. Just from my experience, is that that's a type of guest and customer that you probably don't want to deal with. But if you're open to it, by all means, it's a great way to make an extra 10, 15, 20 bucks a night by renting out your couch, if you are open to that concept of renting. The next step is make sure that there's access to a bathroom. Clearly, someone's gonna stay at your place, they need to use the restroom to clean up and use the facilities. So make sure that you have a clear designated bathroom for them, either whether it's shared or private for them, and also start marking off or start thinking about what other areas of the home or space that you want to share with your guests. Number 3 is declutter and make sure that you have the place furnished correctly for guests. You really want to remove your personal items from this area so it doesn't look too lived in. And what you really can do is, what I do is I take a page from really nice hotels that I like. I even visit apps like Pinterest and Instagram to get ideas on interior design that can really help me flush out and make the space feel welcoming and help guests feel relaxed and at home while they're here at their stay. Number 4, which kind of ties into what we just talked about decluttering, is make sure you remove all your valuable possessions out of the area that's considered shared space or space just for your guests. 99% of the time you won't have an issue, but you don't want to be leaving out stuff that might tempt certain guests to walk off or even potentially damage something that you really care about. And I'm talking about artwork, nice furniture, or anything that has sentimental value to you. Number 5 is make sure you get the proper insurance. I know a lot of folks who are hosting that don't get the proper insurance, and in the case that something does happen, not only is their home not covered, but with the right insurance, you can also get the cash flow covered. So for example, if something were to happen to my home here, not only is the whole house covered, but also the cash flow while the house is being rebuilt or whatever has happened, they will basically cover the loss of rent. So make sure you check in with your insurance company and get the proper insurance for short-term rentals. Number 6, make sure you start thinking about the house rules and start creating signs and documentation to help navigate your guests and give them instructions on how to log on to Wi-Fi and what they can and can't do within the home. Obviously be polite, don't be too nitpicky, but it's good to have certain guidelines for guests because we all come from different cultures, walks of life, and most guests honestly want to follow your rules, but if you don't lay them out for them, they're just gonna resort to what they think is correct. So I found just simple notes, a quick one-pager that outlines check-in, check-out instructions, and basic house rules is all they need, and very rarely do I have any issues. Number 7, Get professional photos. Once your space is set up, you want to get somebody in there who has a really good eye of taking photography, and not just the photo part, but also the editing, the post. And this is where it can really make your property shine and get more eyeballs and attention once it's up on sites like Airbnb, HomeAway, VRBO, or Booking.com. The difference between a professional photographer and an amateur is night and day, and it's actually relatively inexpensive. You'll pay for it probably within the first couple of bookings. The prices that I've seen are usually between $100 to $200, and hands down, totally worth it. And then eighth and last step, super simple, is create your Airbnb hosting account, upload your photos, fill in the description, and start hosting guests. I have a link in the description to help you get started, and it will even credit you some money once you get everything set up and you start hosting. And that's it, simple as that. Now remember, try and think through what you can really do to make the experience for your guests really well, because at the end of the day, what really matters is not just their experience and that you're happy, but you want to be able to garnish those 5-star reviews. The success of your Airbnb business lives and breathes off of the reviews that you have for your rental. So keep that in mind. Give your guests the best possible experience, and they'll reward you with 5-star reviews. If you have questions about any of this, drop them down in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe right here. Otherwise, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Love you all. Peace out.